The Black Indian myth, or America's reality you never learned. This is why it was buried. This changed everything. But here's the shocking truth. And it changed everything we know about the American South. For 2 centuries, officials told a simple story. Indians here, black folks there, no overlap. But the record doesn't cooperate. Evidence? Fast. Open the 1738 Spanish files from St. Augustine, Fort Mose. Enslaved Africans fled the British and found refuge with Florida's indigenous towns. They farmed, fought, married. Built the first legally sanctioned free black settlement in what's now the United States. Source on screen, Archivo General de Indias, Seville. Jump to 1866. After the Civil War, treaties between the United States and the Cherokee Nation required citizenship for formerly enslaved people, freedmen, inside those nations. Chickasaw Nation, Choctaw Nation, Creek Nation, Seminole Nation. The Dawes Rolls, 1898 to 1914, carved communities into racial boxes, by blood, freedmen, intermarried, same families, different columns, different futures. Source National Archives seal. The evidence is undeniable. Now, the human stakes. Meet Abraham, called Negro Abraham in U.S. military reports, an Afro-Indigenous leader among the Seminoles. He negotiated with Andrew Jackson's officers, guided warriors, and helped hundreds survive forced removals. North Carolina's Robeson County. Lumbee ancestors noted as free people of color one decade and Indian the next, as clerks swapped labels to fit local politics. In Virginia, the 1924 Racial Integrity Act empowered Registrar Walter Plecker to reclassify Native people as colored. We have his letters by the hundreds. This proves the conspiracy. Racial lines in America were drawn with pens, not DNA kits. Colonial militias, slave codes, census categories. Jim Crow policy hardened soft borders between Africans and indigenous peoples. Subscribe for more hidden history they don't teach. Listen to an elder from Oklahoma describe freedmen being cut out of tribal benefits generations later, not for lack of kin, but because their ancestor landed on the wrong Dawes page. In Massachusetts, Mashpee Wampanoag descendants hold family photos with skin tones from sand to mahogany. Same surnames, same land, different official boxes. In Florida and Texas, black Seminole descendants, Gullah Geechee kin among them, carry Miccosukee words and African rhythms in one heartbeat. So what's myth and what's reality? The myth says black Indians are a fringe internet theory. Reality says the archives, Spanish, U.S., and tribal, document Afro-Indigenous alliances across centuries. The myth says identities were pure until modern activism. Reality says law and paperwork engineered purity to control land, labor, and memory. This still shapes the United States today. Court fights over tribal citizenship and freedmen rights. Debates over who qualifies for federal recognition. School books that skip Fort Mose but linger on Pocahontas. Tour guides who mention Andrew Jackson but not the black and native scouts who outwitted him. Genealogy sites that treat mulatto, colored, and Indian as clean categories when families weren't. If your grandfather's draft card says Negro and your great-grandmother's marriage record says Indian, that's not a contradiction. It's a map of the borderlands where America actually happened. Here's how to read that map. Pull the Dawes enrollment card and the census the same year. Check local marriage registers for free people of color. Search Plecker if your Virginia line vanishes in the 1920s. Look for Spanish Florida muster rolls if your family passed through Georgia or the Carolinas. What buried truth should we uncover next? This is Buried But True. We remember together.